Hello, welcome back to another video. If you haven't seen it already, then go and check out my video about my bike for the Transcontinental Race. But in this video, I'm going to show you what's in my bags, what kit and equipment I'm using to get me from Roubaix in northern France to Istanbul in Turkey, all the way across Europe, self-sufficient. So I'll start with the main frame bag. Now, this is one of Tailfin's new frame bags. It's the largest size. The frame is a 60cm frame, so I can just about squeeze it in there with two 1 litre bottles. And yeah, basically I'm trying to maximise the space I have in the frame and try and keep as much weight central as I can. The other thing is as well, it means I don't need any front pack. I try and kind of keep things nice and aero because I'm going to be traveling sort of not super fast, but fast enough for it to make a difference. So yeah, this is the frame bag, and in here I mainly have the layers of kit I'll need. So I'm not carrying too much because it's very hot in Europe at the moment. It's going to be, you know, it's the end of July, so hopefully it shouldn't be too cold. So this is my warm layer. This is the Albion ultralight down jacket, so I can ride in it and I'll probably sleep in it as well. So yeah, that's my nice and light insulation layer. And then I've got a rain jacket. Now this is Albion's Pertex rain jacket. This is probably going to be my warm layer for riding if I need it. Hopefully I don't need it for rain, but you never know. You can't risk not taking a rain jacket. So that's just going to stay in there so I can put it on, you know, things I need to hand so I can get them on nice and quickly if I do get caught out. Then I've also got some knee warmers. Obviously I've got quite long legs, a lot of muscle there. So I like to keep my knees and my legs nice and warm. I don't take risks with my knees anymore. I've had sore knees on ultras before, so I find I always start the day, even if it's really, really hot, unless it's kind of like 25 degrees in the morning, which it could be in Southern Europe. But certainly in Northern Europe, if it's kind of 15 degrees, I'll start with knee warmers on, especially if it's a bit damp. And I just find that helps my legs warm up in the morning, relaxes my muscles and gives my knees a bit of a break. And it's all about kind of playing the long game in order to get to the finish line. I've got a merino neck warmer. I'll probably sleep in this, and that's just there in case it's chilly. We are crossing the Alps. There is a chance it could be cold. So yeah, just have that in there, it doesn't take up any space. Then I've got a cap, nice hunt cap, seen some action this one. I tend not to use the race caps with the numbers on. Mainly I don't really like them, I think they're a bit naff to be honest. And also they always fit a bit weird, so I prefer to take a nice bedded in cap. So this hunt cap's done some miles. Then I've got a gilet. I'll probably use this quite a lot. This would be my sort of go-to piece of, I guess, riding warmth. It'll be on and off quite a lot. Quite often I have it in my back pocket or the pocket across the back of my shorts. And yeah, I just use that to take the chill off. If it's a light shower, I might put that on. So yeah, good piece of kit. Again, Pertex material. Then I've got some arm warmers. Again, really easy to regulate temperature. I've got slightly thicker ones. Basically, they're either on or off. So if I want them on, it's because I'm cold. And then I'll take them off pretty soon in the day. I've just got a folding backpack, and this is, I probably won't ride with it very often. If I do, it'll just because I'm going to a hotel and I've resupplied or something. But what I'll do is quite often if I go into a supermarket, I'll just fill this up, and then you can fill it up as you go around the shop, empty it all at the checkout and put it back in and then take it out to your bike. You don't need to use extra plastic bags and things like that. Then I've got a base layer. It's just a mesh base layer. Again, I'll probably not use it if it's really warm. I tend to avoid having them on, and it just gives me a slightly dry layer to sleep in, so then I can take my kit off, put that on. And that's pretty much it. I've got a spare tube. I'll take 2 spare tubes with me with a long valve for the tyres. I'm not into these super lightweight tubes. I've just seen too many issues with them. So it's a standard tube, and then you can patch it and repair it quite easily. And then I've got a spare GPS. It's an old Wahoo Element. So yeah, I'll have the route on 2 GPSs, and that will mean that hopefully if I have a problem with one, I've got a replacement here. And then finally in the frame bag, I've actually got some spare kit. So I'm taking 2 sets of kit. The last time I did this in 2015, I was just disgusting by the end, and I had some really bad saddle sores. So I'm taking 2 complete sets of kit. I've got some fresh socks, Fresh socks make you feel $1 million. Actually 2 pairs of fresh socks, and I've got a fresh jersey. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily normally take a fresh jersey. However, my plan is to start the race in a one-piece kind of race suit, skin suit with pockets on the back, because like I said earlier on, I treat this as one big time trial, and the first part is relatively flat until you get to the Balkans. It's quite flat, so I think if I can get any little advantage I can, I will. So I'm going to start in a skin suit. I'm sure I'll get some grief for that, but I feel like it's going to help me keep up a bit more because the level is so high nowadays. So yeah, keep an eye out for that in the photos. Onto the rear pack. Now this is actually a brand new prototype from Tailfin. I asked them if they can make it for me, and yeah, I'm very grateful that they do listen to my weird requests. I've actually, this reflective stripe, it's a bit of a mandatory kit. You have to take reflective stripe as part of the race rules. So I could just put this sort of around, probably put it around my chest so it's nice and visible. But in the meantime, I found that it's quite a good way to store it on the back. And if you're going to carry something reflective, you might as well put it on the outside of your bike and maximize the use of it at all times. So in this small seat pack, it's about 4 to 5 litres. Obviously it's a prototype, so I don't know exactly, it's not been measured yet. I've got a spare set of shorts in there, so they're the Albion cargo shorts. So my plan is once I get to the Balkans, I'll probably change out the skin suit. It's much hillier there, so probably less of a benefit, and put a fresh kit on for the second half of the race. And then in here I've just got a bivvy kit. So I've got a small inflatable pillow, just because I think this kind of time trial position puts quite a bit of pressure on your neck. So you want to have a nice comfy pillow and position to sleep in, hopefully recover that. And then I've got a bivvy bag and a silk liner, and I've got a small inflatable mattress in there as well. So it's yeah, pretty minimal, but hopefully it just gives me a bit more flexibility to sleep anywhere I want in the latter stages of the race. And then finally onto the top tube bag. Now, as you can see, it's a full length top tube bag. As I said in my bike check video, if you've not seen that, go back and check it out. It's a pre-production bag, but it is basically final pre-production. So production bags are going to be coming at some point soon, and yeah, they're gonna look something like this. So in here, I've just got, well, odds and sods really. I've got a GoPro because obviously I make videos about stuff, so I'll keep that in there. And then I've got things like my exposure joystick. I've got a power bank. I've actually got 2 of these. They're 10,000 milliamps. So yeah, the plan is that I can recharge them. I'm going to stay in quite a few hotels, I expect. So I should be able to recharge those quite easily. Then I've got folding toothbrush and toothpaste. You've got to clean your teeth, otherwise it gets disgusting. I've got 2 chargers. They're quick chargers, and they've got is it the USB 3? I can't remember which one that is, the newer one anyway. So I've made sure all my charging cables match that because it charges quicker. So hopefully I can recharge my batteries in about 4 hours, which would be approximately the amount of time I'd stay in a hotel room. So in theory, if I run down a power bank and I stay in a hotel, I can fully recharge it overnight. I've got my trusty long handled titanium spork. I've been through the route. If you haven't seen them, check out my videos on route planning, and you'll see I've waymarked all the supermarkets, gas stations, especially Lidl and Aldi, because they're my favourite. They've got a bakery section, and they've also got loads of really good like pasta and rice takeaway dishes, but you need a spoon to eat those, so I've got a spoon just in case. Other things, this is my bag of assorted cables, so cables for everything and a couple of spares, especially a spare for the GPS, just so that I can definitely recharge it if I need to. Then I've got hygiene things, so hand sanitizer, lip balm. Obviously it's going to be hot and sunny, so that's SPF 15. I might take stronger if I need to. Pseudo creme. Basically, if I start needing to use that, things have gone bad. That's for saddle sores and things like that. And then my sunscreen, which I decant into the smaller bottle. Obviously, it's going to be super sunny, so not getting sunburnt is going to be key, because getting sunburnt just wastes energy. So we don't need any of that. And then in the back here, I've just got my sort of tools and spares. Got a dyno plug to repair tubeless tyres and spare plugs. I've got a spare set of brake pads. I don't anticipate I'll need them, but you never know. I've actually got one of these restrap tyre boot kits just in case. Spare Axis battery. I've got a multi-tool with a chain breaker on there. I've got my SRAM Axis battery charger. I've got a mini pump in here, Crank Brothers pump with tape around it. Find it really useful for, well, it's a good size, this pump, it works really well, and then having the tape is just, well, you never know what it's going to be useful for. I've got, this is vulcanizing glue, so if I ever use a tubeless plug, I always put the glue on. Basically it's like the punch repair patch glue, and it melts the plug into the tyre, so it's a bit more of a permanent fix. And then I've just got, well, I've got a spare battery, like a coin battery, spare hanger. Always take a spare hanger with you. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, that is the top tube bag. So as well as the kit on the bike, I'm running mountain bike shoes. These are just the Shimano XE7 shoes. I really like them, I just buy them myself. I've used them for a few years, find them comfy, so I'm running those. And then I've just got this fancy new POC helmet. It's not quite released yet, but it's got a really cool carbon plate in the top. It's kind of a good balance of aerodynamic and venting, so hopefully that'd be a good compromise. And then POC glasses as well, because it's going to be very sunny. So there we go, that is all the gear I'm going to use for the Transcontinental Race. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you in the next one.